everyone, my name is Mehek Dhawan, owner of IELTS Domination and an IELTS trainer, and today IELTS Domination is collaborating with upGrad so that you have a brief guide to follow for your upcoming IELTS test. Hello, good morning.
Hello, ma'am.
May I have your passport, please?
Sure, ma'am. Here it is, ma'am.
So, what is your full name?
Ma'am, my name is Vivek Best and you can call me Vivek.
Okay, Vivek. So, where do you come from?
Ma'am, I come from a small village from Uttarakhand.
Okay. Describe your city, please.
Ma'am, it is a small town in Tiri Gadwal, and my village is near the Tiri Dam.
Okay. So, is there anything that you would like to change about your village?
Ma'am, there is one thing that I do not like about my village. It is separated from the city part of the district. So, if someone gives me a chance to change one thing, I would like to build a bridge between the town and my village.
Okay. And what's one thing that you love the most about your city?
The best thing that I love about my city is the view of the city, because it is very near to the Tiri Dam, so the view is very good.
Okay.
Yes,
So currently you're working or are you a student?
Ma'am, I am currently working.
Okay. So
Yes.
what do you do?
Ma'am, I am a product designer. Yes.
And do you love your job?
Yes, ma'am, I do love my job.
And where do you see yourself in the next 5 years of your life?
Ma'am, I want to go in product management, and after 5 years, I want to start my own startup, or I want to work as a senior product designer in some good company.
Okay, Vivek. So now tell me that what's one thing that keeps you motivated in your life?
Ma'am, the one thing that keeps me motivated is the design. I really like to design things, and also I love sketching, and I love to paint. I love to do oil painting as well. So that is the one thing that keeps me going.
Okay, so do you exercise?
Yes, ma'am, I do exercise.
So tell me that what is one routine that keeps you fit and healthy?
Ma'am, generally I like to do calisthenics, and I think that helps me to be fit in my daily life.
Okay. So do you feel that you have a healthy lifestyle?
Ma'am, to some extent I have the healthy lifestyle, but sometimes I also consume junk food as well, which I think I should not eat regularly. But yes, to some extent it is healthy.
Okay. So now please tell me about your family.
Ma'am, in my family there is my mother and my father, and my father is self-employed and my mother is homemaker.
Do you love to read and write?
Yes, ma'am, I love to read, but not sure about writing.
Okay, so tell me that which books you have read so far.
Ma'am, I have read a lot of books, but the last book that I read was Shoe Dog. It was the autobiography of the founder of Nike.
Okay, so now tell me that what do you prefer the most, ebooks or the normal pen and paper booklets?
Ma'am, I prefer the physical books, because in the ebooks it is very difficult to read the book due to the screen, and also there is a lot of distractions while reading the book, so I prefer physical books.
Okay, so lastly now let's talk about watches. So do you wear a watch?
Yes, ma'am, I do wear watches.
Okay, so now tell me which is the brand that you prefer the most for the watches?
Ma'am, I prefer Fossil, although I'm not able to buy it right now, but I really like Fossil.
Okay. Okay, students, now you must have seen over here that the answers given by the student were short. They were not elaborative. So if we give short answers, the examiner have that point of view that maybe the candidate is not trying to explain much well. Maybe the candidate does not have that much, broad vocabulary aspect. So make sure that especially in speaking part number 1, you elaborate your answers as much as possible. Now, in the last question, I asked that do you wear a watch? The candidate said yes. I said that what do you prefer to wear the most? So when I say over here, the question say that which watch do you prefer the most to wear? So over here you need to tell about the brand or maybe the watch that you're currently wearing, or maybe do you actually wear, not which you're planning to buy or which you're not planning to purchase. So you need to understand the question really well and then elaborate it and then give the answer for that. So Vivek, let's come to the cue card round. This is the part number 2. You have a minute to prepare and then you have to speak on this topic for good 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, now you can use this. Please start speaking.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving me this topic. So when I think about my favorite book, I last read was Shoe Dog. So it was the autobiography of the founder of Nike, Phil Knight, and in this book, it is very in a very detail, it is defined that what were the challenges that he faced while starting his business and while running his business. So I really like this book. And the name of the book I have already mentioned. It is Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. I started reading this book last year and I finished that book in 2 or 3 sittings. This was so interesting. This was such a great book. So the next book that I have planned to read is The Principles. It is written by Ray Dalio, who is an investor in America. And for the last question, yes, obviously I love reading. I mean, I have a collection of books at my home and I have a library of a lot of books. So yeah, I love reading books.
Okay, so now you must have seen that there are a lot of grammatical errors that the student made. But apart from that, student also used you know. Now we always try कि हमें you वाला word speaking के अंदर use नहीं करना, right? Examiner may or may not get offended. So please avoid using you know or you. Also, please try to be prompt. Please try to be more fluent with answers. Do not take these long breaks. And again, lack of ideas. Ideas were very limited. Range of vocabulary was again limited. All right, so make sure that you elaborate your ideas, you use fillers. If you feel that okay, I am done with the ideas, please start stating examples. Try to explain through examples. Just make sure that you explain with relatable insights that may the examiner feel related to. Okay, so please make sure that you are elaborating is the key when it comes to your IELTS speaking module. If you're going to speak more, obviously you're going to get more band score. Why? Because then examiner will have the perception that at least you can communicate. Yes, I must say that grammatical errors or issues should also be avoided, but at the same time you should speak at least. That's very important. Okay, Vivek, so this is your part number 3. That's the discussion round.
Okay, ma'am.
So now please tell me that do you feel that youngsters or the youth of the day presently they are reading books well? I mean, do you feel that they are doing the enough reading that you should do?
Ma'am, I do not think so, because when I talk to most of my friends, they don't like reading books. They prefer either watching videos or they also prefer reading, listening to audiobooks. But I think the habit of reading books is missing from the youth.
All right. And do you feel that youth must read a book? Is that necessity?
Yes, ma'am. I think youth should read books and they should read a lot of books because it improves their vocabulary, and if the vocabulary of a person is strong, they can negotiate with any person with those words.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
And how they can be motivated to do the same?
Ma'am, they can be motivated. I mean, I think first the person should choose a book which is interesting to that person, right? Once he finishes that book, then I think he will be more motivated to read other books as well.
All right. So you must have seen that the student is not clear of the ideas, right? Also, I would like to give you one tip that please make sure that you're using your hand gestures. They are very important. They will tell the examiner that yes, you're confident. So make sure that you use your hand gestures, your ideas are clearly elaborated. You should be very clear that what you are speaking. And if the examiner cross question you, over here I did lot of cross questioning. मैंने ज़्यादा cross questioning नहीं करी. I wanted the candidate to be more confident. But make sure कि अगर cross questioning हो जाती है and then if you're not sure about your idea, that what you are stating, it will be difficult for you. So ensure that you're practicing well, and please make sure that you're practicing through mocks, especially for your speaking module. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.